Hey everyone, haven't had to do a Facebook Live in a while. It is June 25th. June 25th. That means that we are just a little under exactly 1 month away from a very devastating morning across Northwest Arkansas, which, by the way, May 26th, such an insane supercell. But I can tell you this, that you know what? We are putting together a special that you do not want to miss. And Josh, you want to tell them a little bit about it?
Yeah, I've been working hard on this for the last couple of weeks, getting footage and photos from the viewers and the Weatherbug Network cameras and the coverage and putting it all together. The helicopter footage of when Dan was doing surveys over the areas too, kind of combining like a quick recap and then gonna kind of talk about like the recovery efforts at the end of it too. So you're not gonna want to miss that.
No, you're not. And basically, it takes you through our entire weather coverage that morning from meteorologist Peyton Langford, Zach Gilday, Josh Rugger, who was out there storm chasing, many of our storm spotters that were out there, and just how all the events unfolded, a timeline. If you've watched Weather Channel videos before, such as Deadline to Disaster, it kind of is similar to that. But let's take a look at what's going on Heil Heating Cooling Mega Doppler, because we've got some thunderstorm activity and some pretty stout thunderstorms too at that, where you're seeing considerable severe thunderstorm potential. So Josh is looking at the Stillwater camera right now from one of the TV stations in Oklahoma City. They have one that's at the Stillwater campus. Looks like that storm's about to move in. So this is obviously dropping south, and it's not impacting us, but we do have additional rain and storm chances that are expected tomorrow morning, so be ready for that. You'll see that cluster of storms popping up. Is there anything around here? Not really, but there is one that's popped up just to the east and northeast of Ozone and Clarksville. You can see that storm that's popping up. That is just about severe limits and might be prompting a severe thunderstorm warning very soon. This is a look at that updraft off in the distance from our Alma Weatherbug Network camera. So definitely a stout storm that's definitely popped up. And there's going to be, I think, additional storms that are going to develop. And, you know, here's the deal. I would not be surprised in the least if we get a severe thunderstorm watch tomorrow morning. And here's why. It is really warm. It's really humid. Temperatures were soaring today. We got a lot of fuel that's available for these thunderstorms. We're going to take you through the hourly forecast here coming up in just a bit. But it's been so long since we've done an update because there really hasn't been anything to talk about except heat and humidity. But we're about to change that, as I think thunderstorms are definitely in the forecast. So here's a look at those dew points in the lower 70s. Now, here's a look at the timing. We're going to break down the timing. We're going to look through the models. And I'm going to show you something that you haven't seen before because it's exclusive to us here at KNWA as we are beta testing a new computer model. So how cool is that? Because Evan Production says just waiting for the HRRR to be completely wrong again. Yeah. Which it looks like it was on that cluster of storms that was north central Oklahoma. That blew up big time. But here's a look at the 2-day forecast timeline. Temperatures around 90 degrees. You'll see that chance of precipitation popping up, and it's mainly around 80%. Now, I went pretty high because I think the cluster of storms is looking pretty likely tomorrow morning. Most likely time is going to be late morning. Now, this is a little tough to read. I wanted to show the temperatures and the precipitation chances. This is a little bit easier to read so you know about the timing. So at the bottom of your screen, you'll see this is right now, little pop-up isolated storm activity. Then as we go into the morning hours on Wednesday, that's when it starts ramping up. There's a line, and probably a pretty stout line, that comes through where it's going to be mainly damaging wind potential. So, Jessaniah, I don't think tornado potential is high. However, I will say this. There's a chance that, you know, any storm obviously can always bring surprises. So we're not looking at the main threat to be tornadoes, but storms will be elevated. But there's always an outside chance, like a 1 or 2% chance. We can't say zero with any storms, honestly, ever, especially when you're this humid. So there's that 80% chance of precipitation. Now, why is that? Well, because we have that northwest flow weather pattern. So you know what? Let's just do this. Let's look at the latest severe weather risk and see if this has changed at all. And nope, no change to the latest convective outlook. We'll see if this is updated, in fact, or not. But there is a look at the latest severe weather risk. It takes a Storm Prediction Center day 1. It clips over. Yeah, I guess they have updated that a little bit because it includes a little more of Benton County.
Yeah.
See if that is definitely updated. Yeah, that's the one. Yep, they've updated it. So here's a look at the timing. This is late tonight through 7 a.m. Wednesday. That's how the severe weather risk is valid. And then you can see non-severe storms all across the area. So this is the level 1. It says not as intense as a storm system on May 26th. I can tell you that right now for firsthand because there's just not a lot of jet stream energy. These will be mainly driven by what we call thermodynamics. So a lot of thermodynamics, a lot of instability. They won't sustain themselves super long, but there's a look at that severe weather risk. Let's take a look at the latest model. Now, Evan was just talking about it. Look at how bad the model is near Stillwater at 8 o'clock. This is the high resolution model data. So we go to this. And we go to this. So there's what's happening in Stillwater right now. Here's what's happening according to the computer model.
I'll say to his point too, that one had a couple pop-up showers and thunderstorms over the Fayetteville area by 4 o'clock, and that never came to fruition either.
Yep. And that was a bust too. So let's go back here. So there's a look at future track. We're going to put this into motion. It just doesn't do it. It doesn't even develop anything east of I-35. So this is the type of weather pattern where you can't discount isolated storm activity. By the way, they went destructive. Did you see that? So we now have a destructive severe thunderstorm warning. This is west of Stillwater. And where is the campus of Oklahoma State?
The campus is
it's just a little
to the north.
Why does that not even look like it's raining there?
It's to the northwest. So it's the most intense part. Yeah, that's the campus right here is this turn.
Okay. Oh yeah, there's a campus, and you can see the stadium and all that stuff.
Good thing.
I've been there many times. I just never seen on a map exactly where it's at. But why does that not even look like it's barely raining on that camera? I don't know. But anyways, they have destructive, and with destructive, they've got so the winds are mainly the destructive, over 70-mile-an-hour winds, and then you got 2-inch hail. So that's pretty stout storm. You got that. And then you got this model that doesn't show anything. So here's the HRRR, and you can see the pop-up storm activity that's developing. Now, this is what I'm expecting overnight tonight. There's some thunderstorms that are popping up. You could see them taking place around 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. That's a little questionable, but I do think this giant cluster of storms to the north, you can see it popping up north of Kansas City, is going to be dropping south. Now, here's the deal. It's got all that instability to tap into, all those low-level moisture dew points, and there you see that line kind of pushing through. Does it kind of fall apart? Yeah, maybe. We'll see. But I think some damaging wind potential will be possible. So there you go. You've got rain. That's the good news. We do have some rain coming our way, according to this. Even if the model has been totally wrong on what happened earlier, it does appear that rain is going to be in the forecast.
The water camera, they have their sprinklers on watering the lawn.
Oh, yeah.
In the middle of the storm.
So there you got rain chances, and you can see Anderson gets quite a bit, and then you got about 3/4 of an inch. Fort Smith doesn't see much at all. Again, this is just spot model data. It's not going to be perfect. Let's take a look at this again here. We'll put it into motion. This is the hourly ob, and then you see, about 3/10 of an inch, 4/10 of an inch. So whatever, another computer model to look at. Let's look at the 4-panel rain index. This mainly takes you through the next couple of days will be the best chance of rain. So if we look at this, we'll bring this up full. I haven't loaded this in a while. The graph says, nope, not happening. I don't know about that. The European says about 7/10 of an inch. That's good. I like that.
Yeah.
GFS doesn't have anything, but has rain just to the east of us. And then the NAM has about a half inch to close to an inch of rain. Now here's the deal with these storms. We have some questions here. Larry says, "Do you think this will be another tornado?" I mean, the tornado potential is very low. Just because these storms are going to be elevated, they're going to be having a shelf cloud that's going to be outflow dominant. There's always a chance that something spins up, but I won't say that. Yeah, we'll take the rain. We don't need the winds. So let's look at the graph here and see what's going on. So what are you doing, graph? Well, oddly enough, the graph actually has that complex of storms near Stillwater pretty well.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Then it doesn't develop anything else, but there's that line that comes in, and then it just kind of dissipates everything. Now, I think that line will be a little bit stronger than what it shows. But the time is generally around 7, 8, 9 o'clock in the morning tomorrow where we see that best potential for storms. And then on Thursday, we still have that northwest flow weather pattern. So I think a few storms could pop up. Now, you know the saying, I always say it. You got to know it's northwest flow. And what do I mean by that? Well, you can see that complex of storms dropping south. It's got plenty of energy to tap into. Wouldn't be surprised if this produces a pretty substantial line of thunderstorms. I mean, some people are talking derecho or derecho, but I don't know about that. And I don't think a flood warning is going to happen either because these storms are going to move out pretty quick. However, we know that the atmosphere is ripe for thunderstorms because we're warm, we're humid, and we have a source of lift, which is essentially this little short wave. If we look at it, you can kind of see that short wave dropping east-southeast. That's northwest flow. And there's those thunderstorms that are popping up. So that gives you an idea there. Then we go back to the north. Look at all these storms that are developing. So pretty intense. That's where more jet stream energy is. But look at the very end of this satellite radar loop. You can see this cluster of storms starting to organize. That will develop into a giant line, make its way south, and push into our area to bring us thunderstorms. Here is the risk for tomorrow. We already showed you the risk through 7 a.m. Here's the risk for tomorrow after 7 a.m. into the early afternoon. Once again, another marginal threat for storms. And you'll notice that as we look at this future track model, that actually has quite a bit of storm activity and a pretty intense line. Okay, so if you're just joining us, I want to let you know that we've got something brand new to the Weather Authority team, and it's called the Spire Model. Now, the Spire Model with the Cirus platform is something that's it's fairly new, and there's not another, from what I know, television station that's beta testing this.
I haven't heard of it outside of here either.
So, hey, we always want to bring you the latest and greatest. Now, this is going to be exclusive to us, but this is what the Spire model does. It's pretty cool. We can add layers. We can do the global forecast, but this is a high res where you can go here. We can go to, it's issued 2 times a day at 6Z and at 12Z. Initial conditions are pretty impressive because they use different models than what the HRRR uses, which I really like for initial conditions. A lot more data points compared to others with initial conditions. So let's see. Let's do a maximum composite reflectivity. We could do the intervals. We'll click on that. We'll do a color fill, and we'll add it. So you guys will get to see this in real time. Now, we could do the dark layer. You can see it loading on here. While the dark layer is cool, this really shows you the bodies of water really well, which I think is cool. But we can do a dark layer, and then you can't see the bodies of water as well, like Beaver Lake and the lakes in Bella Vista, which is kind of cool. All right, so let's step through the time. First of all, does the model at 12Z have anything popping up to the northwest of us? No. But here's a look at it. Kind of got pretty close with a cluster of storms. It had an idea that it was developing. It just wasn't exactly perfect. But look at that. That's not bad. That's not terrible. And that's at 6Z. So what happens tomorrow morning? Well, let's see. Let's look off to the north of us. And here you can see that cluster of storms dropping south. And now look at it starting to organize. And it's got all that instability to tap into. Here's 7 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning, 11, 12, 1, 2, it starts to move out. I don't know about you, Josh, but that looks like a pretty substantial line that comes through, and it makes sense meteorologically. We're on the northeastern periphery of a ridge of high pressure. That's dropping south. Can't see your comments right now because we're showing you this. Now, here's another cool thing. Watch this. We can go with the storms. We can go in here. We can add another layer. We can go to wind gusts. And then instead of a color fill, I'm going to do contours. And we're going to add that on there on top of the radar composite.
That's cool.
How cool is that? So now let's see what type of wind gusts we're getting. And see, that's going to be getting that. So let's see if we can go to, I don't know if it's going to do wind gusts. Like I said, we're beta testing. So that's the reflectivity. That's the wind gusts, but we don't see any contours. So let me add one more layer and let me do wind gust contours. Let me do data values. So let's add that and see what happens. See if I can crash this baby.
There it is.
All right, so there's our wind values. So we've got the values on there. Now, that's coming through Fayetteville, and we can take the radar composite off, and then we can add that. So there's the contouring. Let's see here. Show and hide. Oh, you know what? We got to add one more layer, don't we? Let's add one more layer, and then let's add a color fill. All right, so we'll add the color fill with the wind gusts. There we go. Let that load. And we'll take that off. And then that way we can drop that down. So it's kind of like interactive where you can have multiple things at once, which is kind of cool. These are the data values. Let's see here. Okay, that's the radar. We'll take that off. We can add the contours. And we could throw the contours above the data values. There we go. So now, here's the winds. And then you got an interactive readout too. So you got 50-mile-an-hour winds coming through northwest Arkansas. But then look at this. It really ramps up as it gets into the river valley. Well, that makes sense. Dew points are in the lower 70s. Look at that. That's severe. So according to this line of storms will be organizing as it makes its way through northwest Arkansas and then comes through. Now, here's the really cool thing about this. There is no other high-resolution model that goes out 6 days. This is the only one. So if I go here, we go to composite reflectivity. Now, check this out. We can go through. There's Thursday. There's Friday. Now, here's the deal with the weekend. We added rain chances for the weekend because, okay, so that's Friday with it coming through. And then you'll notice here on Saturday, we've got those rain chances starting to pop up as another cluster of storms comes through. So on the 29th, as we look, that's Saturday, and that's about 10, 11 o'clock. So you won't find another high-resolution model that goes out 6 days. That's pretty cool.
It's incredible.
Look at that. So there's clusters of storms that pop up. And then that works its way through. That's why we added the rain chances. And look, it's still some rain sticking around for our Sunday. So maybe according to this, the rain is going to be better on Saturday instead of Sunday. But still, that's that frontal boundary coming in. Now, what about wind gusts? Let's take that off. Let's click on that. Let's put on the contours. So still some, 30, 40 mile an hour winds, some gusty winds. Look at the frontal boundary coming through. So that comes through, but then look at it stall out. And then it just gets super hot again. So anyways, there's a lot of different features that we can put on there. That's pretty cool.
I was going to say, too, this model for the last, 24, 48 hours has been the only one with a clue of this potential system that's going to be making its way into the area later tonight.
Yeah, I know. That's exactly what I have an unseen amount of fireworks. We need some rain. That's right. Brandon asked, what software is this? So it's something that's proprietary to Spire, and it's called Cirus. It's their platform. And We're beta testing it. It is available. There's many companies that already utilize it. But there's some really neat features that we'll be showing more and more. And so we'll continue to keep you updated on that. But how cool is that to have a high resolution model that goes out 6 days? European only goes out about 48. I mean, not the European, the HRRR. You know what I mean? Yeah, the NAM goes out 60 hours, 84 hours for the 12 kilometer. But anyways, some pretty cool stuff that we can add, and it's a really neat platform. There's also some other cool stuff too. Like if we go to here, I'm going to clear the layers off. We're going to go to point forecasting, not tropical cyclones. Going to go to point forecasting. We're going to click on, let's just click on Springdale, for instance. So I'll show you this. Add this to the stage. You can literally get a mediagram, essentially, for the model data. This is almost like the MBM, but this is specifically the Spire model. Don't think it's available for the public to purchase yet, but stay tuned. We'll continue to give you more information. So here's a look at the winds. So for Springdale, this is the maximum wind gusts right here, about 25, 26, 27 miles an hour. And then what's also cool is you can zoom in on this so you can get more information. You can see the visibility dropping with models. So with the cloud cover, that looks a little bit suspect with it being like almost like a heartbeat. There's the things that we're going to look at, and that's why we're beta testing. So we could take off stuff too if we don't want all that, like visibility. So we can look at precipitation. There's the total precipitation. Look at it. You see the exact time that it's about to rain too. Probability of a thunderstorm. Now that's interesting. Doesn't really show. Oh, okay. Never mind. That's tonight. That's tomorrow.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So let's do this. Let's close out of this. Let's do Fayetteville. Let's show the forecast for Fayetteville. So there's that precipitation down there. Here's the amounts. So it shows the rate. Doesn't do very well with rate, but that's because it's, see, it only shows 1/100th of an inch. We know that's not right. So sometimes there could be too much data for it to make it incorrect. But anyways, pretty cool stuff. There's the cloud cover. There's the storms coming in. Maximum wind gust on this. Let's see. So that's about 30 miles an hour, and that comes in right at about, it's kind of hard to read out. I don't know what time that is.
Yeah, that line is.
That's kind of tough. We can work on that. Well, anyways, that gives you, I thought, a pretty cool rundown. So we'll continue to do some more beta testing. We'll look at that. And so pretty neat. Now, if you do Weather Bell, Spire is on Weather Bell, but it's just the global model. This is the high resolution model that updates every hour, and it goes 6 days out. So, do you get this because of the May 26 storms or just a surprise? Well, we've been trying to work a relationship with Spire. We've had multiple one-on-one conferences with them and weather team conferences as well. And so they are like, you know what? You guys are awesome. We've seen what you do. Let's let you test this out.
That's awesome.
And so, and they know that they know I like to put models through their paces. So that's probably why they're like, all right, let's see who can really test this out.
It's like one of those rugged phone tests, except for the models.
Yeah, exactly. Like when you got a car that's being built and you're smashing it like 100 times with a hammer. So, but just to let you know, if you're just joining on, we do have a severe weather special that's coming up July 11th. July 11th is the air date. That's a week from, or 2 weeks from this Thursday. And we got a lot of awesome stuff that's coming out.
It's going to be awesome.
It's not allowed for the public. That's correct, Ava. Nope. But you know what? We'll give you the update. I'll let you know what the Spire model shows. And I will say this, we were looking at it on Friday and it already had this line of storms coming through, while most models, they had maybe some rain. But I was just like, man, I think we could get a pretty nasty line that comes in. And the Spire model was showing that. So
All the other models have been trash lately.
they have. They have. Absolutely. Looks like this storm's hail size has decreased. And that makes sense because there's not a lot of upper level support. But here's Mega Doppler right now showing some thunderstorm activity. We've got, bring that up full screen if you can, the Axis camera weather station. Yeah. Yeah. Just hit that button and then move that cursor off the screen. Then we'll go over here. We'll show you some of the cameras that we have in view. But here's what we did with this. What we did with this is we took, so all these cameras right here, we were basically sifting through our severe weather coverage from May 26th. And our cameras caught a lot of awesome things. They caught power line flashes from the tornadoes that allowed us to know the tornado was on the ground, some tense lightning, crazy winds. And I think those things are so important during severe weather.
It's incredibly important, especially there was
Yeah.
that one camera angle from Decatur that at one moment it looked like it picked up both at the same time.
Both
because you had
tornadoes.
at one edge of the screen you had a power flash, then on the other one you had a simultaneous power flash nowhere near it. So it picked up both of them, which was absolutely incredible, that camera view.
He said, can we see? You want to show him a little intro? Think we can do that, or do we have to wait?
It's up to y'all.
It's up to me, huh?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, tomorrow is the 1 month anniversary of the tornado special.
Make a little tease for it.
And we're gonna make a little, we're gonna make a little tease for it. So you guys can get to see. So stay tuned. We'll have that tomorrow. Of course, we might be covering storms and severe weather. I don't think it's gonna be anything like May 26th. That was
Fortunately.
the name of the special was One Supercell to Remember. This light is really hot, by the way.
Got, like, very
What
bright.
in the world is going on? We're about to explode here. What are you doing, camera? There we go. Stop. Okay, there we go. That's a lot better. What happened there?
It just blew up.
Yeah.
I will say one of the cool things that you will see in this is there's one segment that we saw power flashes from the Decatur WeatherBug Network camera, and then a user sent us a video that we could actually match up the lightning and the power flashes that the camera saw. So there's a good 2 or 3 different angles of the same shot from the WeatherBug Network camera. So it was cool to kind of see that from various angles. So you're going to be able to see some cool stuff that we matched up: the exact lightning shot, the exact power flash, stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. Lightning strike, another view, another lightning strike, another lightning strike. We got all the tracks, got all the information. We got the amount of homes that were hit. We're talking to survivors in it. We're trying to get a interview together where all the mayors come into the studio, talk about the recovery efforts, what's needed from the community, what you guys need for, help and assistance. And so, we're really working hard. Josh Weisel has done a lot of editing, if not most of it, if not all of it. And so I was kind of giving him some pointers, telling him some things to adjust. But Josh is incredible. It's a team effort. We've got commercial production that's going to be doing things with it. I just feel like it needed to be done, considering it was such an incredible, crazy storm. Cassville, Sarah, we really didn't cover that much because number one, we didn't get much information from that. If you have, Sarah, some videos or some pictures, that would be great, because we did talk about it in the special. I mean, we did talk about it in the coverage. We haven't included it in the coverage because it's got to be at 1 hour, but we might need to throw a little bit in there. Yes, we did include the next day too, when some storms popped up and we were already back in the weather lab. What were you saying, Josh?
I was going to say, if you have photos or videos, definitely share it with us.
Yes.
It's it's better to match it up with the coverage too, just to kind of demonstrate, like as it was happening or post storm. Those things are really helpful because not only for the special too, but I mean, Dan can share that with the weather service too to let them know, hey, there was damage in these areas too, in case they may not have seen some of those areas either.
Yeah, please do. Yeah, send me some videos from Cassville. If you have any videos of the tornado, that would be even better because we can send that along. Gwen said we had a sun lamp on, kind of. It seemed like it. We're trying to warm. We don't need to warm up anymore. It's already warm as we want it to be. But
Just step outside, they'll change that quickly.
you can hear the audio of the helicopter. Now, I know we did the Facebook Live and the audio was a disaster, and I apologize for that. We didn't really have time to test it because the helicopter was outside. I was launching the stream. I wanted to provide that for you. And then we got the audio working, and then the phone died. It was just like, come on. Yeah. So let me know about Cassville. We got to include that. Also, I sent all the information you could possibly have for the weather service in Tulsa, and we have a potential another tornado that went through Bentonville. I gave them all the information. They saw the damage. They were considering a potential tornado path. They haven't pulled the trigger on that yet. Also, a possible anticyclonic tornado on the north side of Rogers, just north of Lowell. I also said a lot about that. I passed along all the information. The surveys are still, in the process, and so we'll continue to keep you updated on that. But we're it's going to be pretty awesome. I'd like to share. I don't know. Maybe we can. What do you think, Josh? We'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll start. Yeah, we'll make a little teaser to post so you guys can see it. But
I will say it was pretty incredible just because we get storms, but this one it was so impactful. I mean, like the effort for damage information and footage is unlike any other. Like with the helicopter footage, the reporters on the ground, you had the weather authority team that was literally going town by town talking to people. We had all sorts of footage from Rogers, Decatur. Dan went to Lowell and got some of that evidence there too that they're investigating. We had literally views of every single aspect of the damage in pretty much all of Northwest Arkansas, and it's pretty incredible to kind of just mash that together.
Yeah, it was widespread. It was the damage was, and just to put all that stuff together, and then the way that it's edited too. It's music. Now, one of the things too is we're trying to. You want to cross all the T's, dot all the I's for music and all that stuff. That's why we just don't want to, do anything wrong. So that's why we're going to wait until tomorrow to release a trailer for it. Is there velocity radar on my phone? Yes, you can get a velocity image if you go into Radar Scope. There's many different other velocity products, but I think Radar Scope is the best. You got Radar Omega that also has velocity. WSV3 also has it. My Radar, I think, even has velocity, doesn't it?
My Radar, and then if you don't want to buy an app, it's not the greatest, but the National Weather Service interactive radar on their website has a feature that you can view all their tools. It's just not going to be as, clear high res as some of the other ones. Radar Scope, we all use it. Radar Omega, GR3, all that are some of the ones that you can get that velocity data for reasonable price.
Mega Doppler is the best though. But yeah, check this out. This is a view of the sunset tonight. A nice sunset. Yeah. Yeah, how about that? Let's get to that here and we'll show you. So we can come down here, move over. Bring up Decatur. Get that up full. So there's Decatur City Hall. Okay, wait, it's popping up here. Just a second. No, recording. Have we stopped? We stopped the other one, right?
Yeah,
Harrison. There it goes.
It is. That's
there
beautiful.
You go. Beautiful shot. Yeah. All right. So here's the deal. If there's a new information, new model data that comes out, we'll let you know about it. But I would be prepared for a line of storms to come through, and that's going to be right around, I think, 8 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. as thunderstorms will be rolling in. And I think some of them could be a little stout, where we have 50, 60-mile-an-hour winds, which could prompt severe thunderstorm warnings. Here again, one last look at the timing. So we do have a risk, Teddy. If you're just hopping on here, there's the timing for the rain and thunderstorm activity. I went 80% because a lot of models are showing thunderstorms. Here's a look at the HRRR model. And you'll see that it does have a cluster of storms coming through about 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. I think that might be a little bit too quick, but maybe not, though. Sometimes these storms can accelerate and make their way south. Now, this is a new model. It's just updated. Sometimes I don't know if it's good updating every hour. It just seems like because it goes back and forth and back and forth. Now, Teddy, just to let you know, we do have another model that we've been showing, that we've been featuring, and this is called the Spire Model. This is exclusive to us at KNWA and Fox 24 and your Weather Authority team. And so we have the ability, as we come into map layers, add a layer, high resolution continental forecast. All I'll add at this point is high resolution contours. You'll see it add on here. As it does, it's already loaded, so it's already buffered. Here is the cluster of storms that comes in. That is 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning, 10, 11, noon, 1, and 2. So this is a new high-resolution model. As you can see, similar to the HRRR.
Pretty stout line.
It's a pretty stout line. And it makes sense that it's not forming over north central Oklahoma because they're already kind of tapping into all their instability and all that thunderstorm activity that's popping up. So there you go. Ooh. Yeah, that's going to be looking in the tower, though, from Mount Magazine. So, all right, guys, we got to run. I got another newscast to come up, and we got more stuff going on. 8 a.m. noonish. That's it. You got it. Yeah, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? I need this rain to come through. But here's the problem. When you're this warm and this humid, you're going to likely see some severe weather potential.
Yeah.
It just is. So here's the latest severe weather risk, and then we got to drop off. So let that load. Strong to severe storms Wednesday morning. So again, tell your friends and family, one supercell to remember. That's the name of the show. July 11th is the air date. It's going to be going from 6 to 7. It's going to be streaming online. It's also going to be on KNWA, Fox 24, and KXNW, 3 TV stations. And then we'll put it on social media as well, including YouTube. So that's the latest. All right, take care, everyone. God bless. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. And, we'll see you tomorrow. Or maybe tonight, in case there's more activity and more storms that I want to let you know about.
And keep an eye out for the teaser.
Yeah, teaser will be coming out, and the sun lamp is back on too. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.